when I came into carp fishing very seriously in the mid-90s, this particular lake taught me almost everything I needed to know about carp fishing. So it's wonderful to be back. It may not look like it, but it certainly feels like the middle of December here, not late May. The weather has been appalling and it's been shocking all morning. I'm dodging in between showers at the moment. I saw some activity in one end of the lake. It's actually almost on the back of the wind, which is unusual for these kind of lakes. But I've found a couple of spots under what I thought were feeding fish earlier on today. Rolls under the surface and a few bubbles before the wind picks up. We're at Hollybush Lakes, literally 2 minutes up the road from my house. You may be aware I've not been well of late, and I need to stay as close as I can to home. But these sort of waters give me something to think about. It's a day ticket fishery, pit free, and it's what the vast majority of carp anglers in this country have to face every time they go fishing. So, as I said, I found myself 2 little spots. I'm going to bait them up in a minute. I just need to position the hook baits. I've clipped everything up, 7.1 wraps, and I'm ready to rock and roll. One thing I need to tell you before I put this rod out, I found exactly what I was looking for this morning, and when I found one spot, I flicked it maybe 15 yards to the left of it, and I found something I'm always looking for, the silt behind some gravel. And when I clipped that one up as well, it was exactly the same distance as this one. So for a lazy carp angler like me, who can get both rods on these spots, I haven't got to start changing my clip around when I start spodding. So yeah, hopefully I'm in the ball game a little bit quicker than normal. You may well have noticed that I've laid my bobbins on the deck, and there's a very good reason for that. This is a day ticket water, and for me, line, certainly when you're fishing at these sort of distances, is going to be waving a danger flag at the carp if they come in, bumping into cheese wires when they're swimming around. They don't just swim around the area you've put your hook bait, they use all of their environment, and when you've got lines streaking through those areas, I can think of nothing that's going to put those fish more on the back foot. And the way that I'm fishing over the back of some weed, over the back of some harder features into the silt, there's only one way those carp are going, and that is to the other end of the lake when and if, I gotta say it, I get a bite. Bait. Now that's one subject I really don't get bored about talking it through, simply because if I can get the carp feeding how I want them to, then I am infinitely more likely to catch one. So bait to me is the thing that completes the picture, and this probably bores some of you all over again, is really my favourite concoction. 10 and 15 mil boilies with the corresponding response pellets. For me, the pellets break down very quickly, leaving all the smell of those boilies into the silt or the clay or even the weed that I'm going to be fishing over. And the smaller boilies, it gives them different things to pick up, confuses the issue when it comes to the hook bait maybe, and that's the reason that I do the things that I do. This is a day ticket water. I don't know what's gone on behind me moving into this swim. They look well trodden, so they're probably very popular. I'm not going to go mad with the bait to begin with. Probably get 3 or 4 spods on each spot, and we'll see how it goes. If I start getting line bites and nothing happens, then I'm quite prepared to put a couple of spods over the top. But as I said, we'll just have to see how it goes. Oh. One more on that spot. I want to see something. Oh, this is when my lines are going to get wiped out, isn't it? It's amazing how simple little things can make you think about the whole process you've just been through. A swan went through my right hand rod and obviously dislodged it, pulled the bobbin right up, the line was out the clip, and I'd have to redo it. But whilst I was doing that, I mean, it's a very, very good spot. It's exactly where I want it. I reckon it's in 5.5 foot of water, just behind a bank of weed, just fishing into the silt there. It's absolutely perfect. And when I brought that rod in, after all the disturbance the rod had caught, there was no weed on the hook from that spot. So yeah, confident as hell. And I repositioned that rod where it was. The one in 10.5 foot was bothering me. All the fish, or the few fish that we've seen today, have been in the shallower areas of the lake, and I really want both rods to be there. It's that time of year, they're getting towards the shallows anyway, for other reasons other than eating now. But if that's where they are, that's where I want to catch them. I've repositioned the other rod in a similar sort of area. There's some weed in front of it, some weed behind, but it's a silty little strip in between two, and to me it's the ideal ambush point. So yeah, all I've got to do now is get some food in, and yeah, hopefully we're going to get a bite. I'm sure carp don't wear watches and don't keep an eye on the weather. I was just having my afternoon snack and a carp has decided to do the same. Unbelievable. It got caught in a load of weed, and all was fine as long as I can feel the fish. You've got every chance of catching him. I've got a feeling this isn't a big fish, he's just moving at 100 miles an hour. It's just always heart in your mouth stuff, you know. Line flicking off of fins, and I don't think this is a very big fish at all. I think if I ever stop smiling when I'm playing a fish, I think that'd be the time to give up. It's just knocking, lots and lots of head shaking. It feels like one of the smaller fish in the lake, to be honest with you. Mind you, I've said that before, and a bit of a monster slips over the net cord, but it's getting a bit bigger every time it plows down into the deeps. I've got a feeling there's a bit of weed involved here as well. You can't actually see it yourselves, obviously it's what I feel through my hands, but this thing is just bouncing all the way. Oh lordy, come on Chilly. Oh, keeps on flicking off its fins. Unbelievable fight this. Oh, that's a big old boil. Whoa. So easy to get the lead in there. That is a damn good way to light my fire. I just think, wow. Oh, I'm a lucky man, and the hooks come out in the net. Well, I'll be blowed. £23 exactly. What a stunning fish. Absolutely brilliant. Those little soft silty edges to the gravel, I'm always looking for them. That's where the natural food is. That's where carp naturally feed. Scattering of my normal, must get boring for everybody, 15 and 10 mil hybrid boilers with the hybrid response pellets, and yeah, my little chod rig forming my stiff link pop-up. It's a combination that just works everywhere I go. I have total confidence in that, and I think that's the reason why it works. You know, it's gaining your confidence in what you're doing. It stops you chipping and changing, you know, every 5 minutes to a different rig or a different bait. Get used to something, and this is certainly some of the rewards. What a beauty. And just one last goodbye. It's bless her heart. Oops. All right, young lady. Yes. I love it when my fires are blazing. Yes. As with all my fishing, I like to be ready to rock and roll as soon as possible. There's a 2 rod limit on this lake. I've got a 3rd rod. It's set up, ready to go. All I've got to do is wrap it up at the required length for whatever rod has gone off, and I can get it back on the spot immediately and keep yourself in the ball game for as long as possible. There's no need for setting up bivvies before you put your rods out or any of that kind of rubbish. It's the rods first. They're the ones that matter, and that's what catches you all of those fish. Bang. That was on the money. Wow. A lovely cup of tea after catching a 23-pound common. What more could a man want from life? It looks like a beautiful evening to you because the sun's shining. It is absolutely freezing, and we've cleared all the hail and ice off the bivvy, and yeah, it looks a little bit more normal now. I'm all back in the ball game now. I'm settled down. I'm very happy with what we've done, and hopefully I'll get woken in the night at some point, but I'll certainly go with us to bed with a smile on my face tonight. I'm coming to the end of my 24-hour session here at Hollybush Lakes, a lake and lakes that have had so much of an influence on my carp fishing life. Back in the 80s I fished here as a young soldier and loved every minute of it. They've changed a lot in recent times, and I fished them a couple of times to begin with, but I haven't been here for a few years, and it was wonderful to get reacquainted with these lakes. And yesterday evening I got a bite, and it was wonderful to be playing a fish here again, and a 23-pound common. I couldn't be unhappy with that. As I settled down for the night, I felt very confident that I'd done everything right, and I got a bite at 2 o'clock this morning, and unfortunately, I think it's called hornwort. It got itself stuck in a massive lump of it. I drew so much of it back once the fish had fallen off, and I do believe at one point I did feel that horrible sickening feeling of the fish coming off, but as it happens, yeah, my landing net smells of carp, and whilst I'm packing up, that'll always make me smile. I can't wait to get back. It's probably not somewhere I'm going to concentrate on, but it's wonderful to have a lake like this that I can come down to, relax, maybe catch a couple of fish, and it certainly put a smile on my face. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Fox YouTube channel. The last 24 hours here at Hollybush has been an absolute blast, and I hope to see you all again sometime real soon.